Should you go walking around Alexandria, Egypt on your own? We did it today, and I'm going to show you what it was like, tell you what I think, and then in the end, you're gonna have to decide if you want to do it or not. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. I've been making travel videos for over 15 years now of popular and not so popular tourist destinations to give you a very honest, unofficial look at what it's like to be there. I've also written 2 books based on my life and travels, Getting Stitches on a Cruise Ship and Places Please. Speaking of exotic places, if you want to hear the story about the first time that somebody recognized me from my videos on YouTube and the unbelievably unexpected place that it happened, check them out on Amazon now. Okay, if you're coming to Egypt on a cruise ship, you may have 2 days here like we did. We're here on the NCL Viva right now. Yesterday, we took the bus tour. There were a lot of people taking bus tours. Over towards Cairo, we saw the pyramids, we saw the Sphinx, we did some shopping, we had lunch, and then we drove 2.5 hours back. We spent the whole day immersed in Egyptian culture. Our tour guide was very knowledgeable. It was really interesting to hear the things that she had to say. And today we're here for almost the entire day. All on board time isn't until 8:30 this evening. And we decided after really having like a full day yesterday that today we kind of maybe just wanted to take it easy and walk around and explore the city on our own. Sometimes you just don't want to have to absorb any more facts. And by the way, these videos that I'm going to show you, I took them kind of like in a stealthy way because I definitely didn't want to be walking around filming like this. I already felt like we stuck out enough as tourists and I didn't want to offend anybody or be even more of a target for these people, these, I'm gonna say, tourist vultures that surround you and try to sell you things. So I had on a shirt with a pocket here and I put my telephone in the pocket and then just like press record. So that's why these recordings look the way they do, is because I didn't want to be obviously recording. So by the time we got out of the ship, walked up through the port building and then back down to where this bridge begins that takes you into the city, we were both already drenched in sweat. If you simply want to set foot on land in Africa, in Egypt, and get a little bit of that sort of a bazaar-like feeling, I mean bazaar, not bizarre, then there is a row of shops set up here right down in the harbor that you can walk through and take a look at the kind of things that they're selling here. We're now under this nice covered walkway. It's nice that it's covered and shady because even though it's May right now, it's already so hot outside. It's in the 90s and you feel every 90 of those degrees. Even though we're still in the harbor area, we've already been approached by 2 taxi drivers who wanted to offer us a private tour. Just have to be ready for that, and I'm assuming that as soon as we get out of the port area, it's going to be even more intense. Getting close to the exit of the harbor, I'm very curious as to what it's going to feel like, what the atmosphere is going to be like when we get outside. Oh, thank you. Hi, good. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Don't need it, thank you. Oh, thank you.
That is upright. You're looking at the catacombs of Pompeii, Roman Theatro, National Museo, Biblioteca, Kingdom of Europa, Santa Catarina, Africa, No. No. Catacombs, Pompeii, Roman Theatro, National Museum, Biblioteca, Library, Santa Catarina, Africa.
I don't want. I don't want. I know this isn't my best camera work. Like I said, I was trying as hard as I could to film as much as I could without making it obvious that I was filming. It already felt uncomfortable enough just to be walking around there as foreigners, and I didn't want to do anything else to draw any more attention to us. And even though this video footage is very raw, I still feel like it gives you a good impression of what the people were like, what the buildings were like, what the street was like, and kind of the atmosphere surrounding it all. Later in the video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about my final impression of the whole experience, and also give you some more tips about how I would do it differently, and especially what I think you should wear and what I think you should not wear if you're going to be walking around a city in Egypt. So watch as much of this shaky video as you can to get a feeling for what it was like, and if you can't make it through, then skip ahead to this point of the video, and that's where I'm back on the ship and back to a normal video format.
What problem, sir? What problem?
قال إن الله مبتليكم
Ich meine, was wir nicht vergessen dürfen ist, wir sind auch nicht die erste Touristin, die hier langlaufen.
أئنكم لتأتون الرجال وتقطعون
And we saw people wearing jackets, like sweatshirts and hoodies, and it's so hot. And of all the places I visited that have crazy traffic, including Rome, New York City, Tokyo, this is without a doubt the absolute last place that I would ever want to have to drive a car. Speaking of not wanting to stand out and not wanting to like really scream,
we're tourists.
Here's some advice I can give you. The men here don't wear shorts. The children here don't even wear shorts. All male people have their legs entirely covered. So we wore jeans. I'm still wearing these jeans, and oh my gosh, the midsection of these jeans is sweaty now. I can't wait to take them off. In fact, I should have taken them off already. Most people aren't walking around with backpacks or big bags, and most of the women have almost all of their skin covered. So if you let me say it this way, if you really want to stand out as tourists, then the guys should wear shorts, some kind of really vibrant colored muscle t-shirt, wear a backpack, carry a big camera with you, and the women should be wearing something skimpy, showing a lot of skin, and that's how everybody's going to immediately know that you're a tourist here and possibly a source of income for them. You do it however you want to do it. We did come to some corners where it seemed a little bit, I'm gonna say, sketchier than others, but I have to tell you, living and visiting big cities, be it I've been to Berlin how many times this year already. Berlin is the largest city in Germany, of course, and even in Hamburg, where we live, there are corners in even sort of nicer areas of the city where people who live on the street tend to kind of hang out, set up their beds, and for us, we already have like a category in our head to put that into because we've seen it at home. But of course, if you've never been confronted by something like that before, if you're not used to visiting large cities like this, and I mean Alexandria is a large city, then of course that's startling and shocking. But just because there is a corner or two corners where there are homeless people sleeping on the street, that doesn't mean that the whole city is like this, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's unsafe or something you should be especially worried about. But of course, you do need to use common sense here. The economy in Egypt is much different than maybe where you are. The means that people have here and the way they live is very likely much different than the means that you have and the way that you live. So just be ready and accepting for that. And honestly, it's going to feel very, very different. When we got back from our tour last night, I was kind of feeling like, oh, maybe we should go out into the city now, see if we can find a nice bar, see, like what the local nightlife is like. And I'm really glad that we didn't do that at night because, first of all, at least in the area that we walked, and this is the entire path that we walked here, I'm showing you on the map, we didn't really see any place that seemed like a bar. I'm not saying that there aren't bars here, but most of the nation is Islamic, and in that religion, drinking alcohol is forbidden, as far as I know. You're not going to see a lot of Egyptians hanging out in cocktail bars, and we were approached by several people who were offering us a cold beer, and I'm not opposed to trying things that seem exciting, exotic, and different, but the places that they were selling these beers, they just didn't look like any place that I personally wanted to sit down at and relax. And I'm sure it wouldn't have been relaxing because I'm positive as soon as we sat down there, they would have been trying to sell us other things as well. I would love to see more of Alexandria, and when and if we come back here, I will definitely be using a local tour guide from a company like With Locals or Get Your Guide, or there are so many other ways to find locally based tour guides. And I would love to, especially at night, just have somebody with me who knows their way around and who knows some like pockets of the city where it still feels like Egypt, but perhaps in a more comfortable way than this area did where we walked around today. We saw so many side streets with stores and just interesting corners that I thought, oh, I kind of like to walk down there, but just my spidey senses said, maybe not today, Morgan, maybe not today. But with a local guide who knows their way around, I would have been way more adventurous and way more open to explore more of the city and just felt like a little safer. So what do you think? Are you cruising to Alexandria? Are you going to have an extra day where you don't know what you want to do? And after watching this, do you think that you would just walk around on your own? Oh yeah, one thing I want to ask you is, if you've been here before and have used a local tour guide that you can recommend, please let me know for my next visit. I'd really like to come back here and see a little bit more and maybe even do a Nile River cruise. Ooh, Nile River cruise. That sounds exciting. If you've enjoyed this video, if it's helped you in any way, please press a thumbs up before you go. Consider subscribing. We've got another day and a half here on the NCL Viva. There's going to be more content coming on the channel about this journey, so make sure you check back soon. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. Bye-bye.